Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon, I'm Jasmine Jackson.
And I'm Chris Scott. Today we're going to talk about the cholera disease. Cholera is a bacterial disease that can cause severe diarrhea and dehydration, and it's usually spread through water.
It's very important to discuss things like the cholera disease, especially given the current state of the city's water in Houston after the effects of Hurricane Harvey. Actually, we have science specialist from University of Houston, Brandon Thompson, ready to go into further detail about the cholera disease.
Hi, I'm Dr. Thompson, and this is Cholera 101. Cholera is a disease caused by bacteria known as Vibrio cholerae. Some symptoms of cholera may include diarrhea, rapid heart rate, loss of skin elasticity, dry mucous membranes, low blood pressure, thirst, muscle cramps, and dehydration. Cholera can be caused by food and water contaminated by feces from a person with the infection, and also municipal water supplies, and ice made from municipal water supplies, in addition to food and drinks sold by street vendors. Also, vegetables grown with water containing human waste, and finally, raw or undercooked fish and seafood caught in water polluted with sewage. Treatments of cholera may include oral rehydration therapy, IV fluids, or prescription antibiotics. Now back to you.
Welcome back. Thank you, Brendan, for that wonderful information. Jasmine, what do you think?
I think it's very important that he went into the type of detail that he went into about the topic, because it's very an important thing for us to know how easy it is to contract this disease, because we want to make sure that all of our Houstonians are safe. So what do you have next?
Next we have Beni from the Department of History. He's going to give us a little spiel about the historical context of cholera.
Thank you very much from the studio. Now, there are many things that can be said about cholera historically, anthropologically, and in many other ways. Cholera has been with us for centuries. As a matter of fact, potentially since the times of Buddha and Hippocrates. Nonetheless, the first actual record that we have of the medical condition as we know it today comes from the 1800s, and we can trace it back to the Ganges Delta in India. And since then, it's still potentially fatal. Now, how did it go from India to everywhere around the world? Well, around that time, something very interesting happened. Trade, ships, commerce, and industry exploded like we had never seen before, and a small world became interconnected. And this is where cholera really started impacting science. We owe the first steps to two very interesting men. The first one you might have heard of if you watch the show regularly. John Snow, the father of epidemiology. And it was because of one encounter that he had with this particular condition that the observational science found a way into our world. It was in London. And there was an outbreak of this condition, and he traced it back to a single pump that was contaminated. He speculated that it could have been some form of poison, bacteria, etc. But it was an Italian scientist, at about the same time actually, Filippo Pacini, that actually identified the bacteria. Now, that was no small achievement, but it was also an achievement that he wouldn't be recognized for in a while, actually. Today, it is still potentially fatal. Roughly 3 million cases per year, to include 90,000 deaths all around the world. It has impacted culture as well. Nothing that has been with us for that long doesn't. And a very good example of this is Love in the Times of Cholera by Nobel Prize laureate Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, this is Amor en los tiempos de cólera, and this is interesting because, for one, he's a very recognized author. Second, they make a very interesting analogy between love and cholera. If you translate directly and you go back to the etymology of the word cholera, cholera means wrath, and wrath is passion, and so is love. Both of them, he argues, as one of the central topics of the novel, have a negative effect on the host if it remains for a while in him. Well, it's one of the main central topics of the novel, and it's worth arguing, particularly for those of you that are watching from the arts department. This novel has been adapted numerous occasions in film, and the latest one actually was very well received and included the Shakira as part of the soundtrack. As far as cholera or any medical condition, we can keep talking all day about it. Nonetheless, that's all we have for today. Back to the studio, and thank you.
Welcome back once again. Thank you, Benny. Did you know cholera has been around for so long?
I had no clue, and all around the world. That's crazy. Did you know that as well?
I honestly didn't know it affected so many people. I knew less than I thought I did.
Well, it's a beautiful thing that we were blessed to have our beautiful speakers to come in and talk to us about, in further detail about cholera, just so we're informed, so we can make sure that we're safe and we can educate you guys out there so you can be as safe as that you can be.
Well, looks like we are running out of time. Thank you guys for listening to our broadcast. We'll catch you next time on Disease Daily. Peace. Chris Scott, Jasmine Jackson.